find myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be.
Hey, thank you. Pardon for the delay, but it's 6:38, and we'll call the meeting to order. At this time, if we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation. Dr. Ballmer.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just give thanks for all the wonderful things going on here at Silver Creek. Most of all, we're just thankful for our amazing students, staff, and a community who supports us each and every day. Help us to continue to focus on what matters the most, which is impacting our students in a positive way and preparing them to successfully navigate the future. Help us stay cognizant of our influence with our actions and words and do our best to make a positive difference each day. Continue to watch over us, keep us safe, and give us your wisdom to make the best decisions possible for Silver Creek. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, roll call. Mr. Basham.
Here.
Ms. Bright.
Here.
Ms. Franklin.
Present.
Mr. Groen.
Present.
I'm also present. We have quorum. Dr. Briggs, do we have any emergency additions and revisions to the agenda?
Yes, good evening. I do have some revisions to the agenda. Let's start under number 7, consent agenda, under number 2, classified, under number 3, positions. So we have listed there A through G. The revisions are all the same for A through F. So currently for the summer operations laborer positions, A through F, we have effective June 3rd, 2024 to June 22nd, 2024. The recommendation is to change that from keeping it at June 3rd, 2024 and changing the end date to July 19th, 2024. So that would be for letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. So it would read June 3rd, 2024 to July 19th, 2024. 2 more recommended revisions would fall under consent agenda. Letter C, other, under requests for approval, I would request that we add Roman numeral number 5 for the Head Start MOU and Roman numeral number 6 for the encompassing education contract. And those are the recommended revisions to the agenda.
Hearing Dr. Briggs' emergency additions and revisions, do we have any question? Hearing no questions, do we have a motion to bring it to the floor?
Also moved.
Mr. Groen makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Franklin seconds. All of those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next up, we have the approval of our April 9th regular school board meeting. Do we have a motion to bring that to the floor?
I so move.
Ms. Franklin makes a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Ms. Bright seconds. You had the packet, you had the minutes in your packet. Any questions? Hearing none, all of those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Dr. Briggs, we have some recognition and presentation tonight. First, we have Transportation Department with Ms. Cahafer. Is this going up here?
It is.
All right, Alex, am I good sound-wise? All right. Good evening, board members, Silver Creek co-workers, families, and administrators. This evening, I have the pleasure of boasting about Silver Creek Transportation Team that has been made up of 36 dedicated daily team members. In addition, we have 4 fill-in sub-drivers that will step up to drive as needed when in town and available. Our school corporation currently has 25 big bus routes, of which 4 of those are out-of-district routes, 3 main sped routes, 4 midday sped and preschool routes, 1 Lyft midday route, 1 Jobs Progress midday route with CBI trips on Fridays, and 2 current McKinney-Vento routes for a total of 36 daily routes driven by a team of 29 CDL endorsed drivers. In addition, our mechanic, along with myself, are also certified CDL drivers that are able to drive when or if needed. These routes are also supported by our awesome bus aides that sincerely make a big difference on how our department operates. As of now, we have not canceled 1 route pre or post-COVID. We have combined routes, but not canceled. And this is thanks to the dedication of our team, because Silver Creek Transportation rocks. Our current fleet is made up of 36 bus, oh, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting this part. There we go. All right, our current fleet is made up of 36 school buses, 7 white activity buses, 7 corporation vehicles, 1 dump truck, 2 enclosed trailers, 2 utility trailers, 2 activity or ATVs, 2 tractors, and various lawn equipment. All this equipment is maintained by our one and only mechanic, Case Colley. Daily, he ensures that the buses are running to the best of their capabilities, and we are thankful for his diligence for the safety of the students and our team. Great job, Case. Can't say enough thanks for all you do. Some details about our team. This year so far, we have not had any bus accidents. We currently have 4 drivers with perfect attendance and 7 with 1 day or less missed. On an average, SC Transportation travels between 765 and 865 miles per day. On an average, buses transport 52 to 55 students per load, and they make up to 1,695 bus stops daily. Our CDL trainer, Tiffany Bowling, has trained several drivers in the past few years, and all have passed their CDL test on the first try. She also trains coaches and teachers to drive the white activity buses as needed. We appreciate all of her efforts regarding training. Big thanks to Tiff. Bus drivers not only have to drive and manage students, they also maintain route sheets, keep seating charts up to date for a minimum of grades K through 8. They conduct pre and post inspections to ensure the buses are safe daily. They fuel their buses. They clean up spills and vomit as needed. They provide a safe and positive atmosphere while being both proactive and reactive multitaskers on a daily basis. Bus aides help students have a positive start and finish to their days. They often are wiping noses, listening to student stories, consoling, holding hands when needed, all while buckling multiple students in seatbelts and 5-point harnesses all at the same time. The transportation team refers to ourselves as an extended family. We strive to keep a positive, humorous, candid, no politics convo atmosphere where all can be themselves and are welcome just as they are. We are there for each other and step up when needed. The transportation team is always hard at work, but we strive to have some fun too. We participate in the homecoming parade, camp kindergarten, Halloween dress up, which is something that the students love. We even have our own very own honorary team member from Silver Creek High School that comes over weekly for 2 years now. We enjoy having him as a part of our team. In the summertime, it's all about washing and waxing when we can. It's a lot of hard work out in the heat, but it keeps our fleet in great condition, and we thanks for those that can help. Something new this year has been the PD days for all staff. These days are incredibly important, and my department is extremely grateful to have the class time without distractions of drivers running in and out for routes. It allows us to focus and to work on safety needs as a group, learning more about students' behaviors and needs, and work on team building activities. Our department enjoys gathering for luncheons. I always say bring your laughter and your smiles, and they do just that. Our team gathers when we can. Most of our luncheons are volunteer pitch-ins where we collaborate, come up with a theme, and contribute food to share. We gather to spend intentional time and to continue building more team spirit. Some good to know information. Due to the diligence and efforts with controlled environments, by use of seating charts created and maintained by the bus drivers, the consistent routes with consistent students, by not having constant changes, and the schools and bus rider family support, so far bus discipline for the 23-24 school year for all 4 schools combined looks really good this year. Here are some facts. We have had a total of 97 bus discipline referrals reported for all 4 schools. We have had 0 fights. We have had some K through 5 students use their hands, feet, like smacking, kicking, pushing, shoving, which we all know these grades are still learning body control. But we have had no actual fights. No items have been reported being tossed or thrown out windows during drive times. No buses have returned back to school based on needing help for behavior. And 10 days is the longest suspension that any student has had this year, being removed from bus service based on behavior, and that has only been a very few students. None of our students have lost bus service for the remainder of the school year based on behavior, which is wonderful. So what's new this year? This past summer, we implemented a transportation model change. As of now, we have had only 1 driver resign this year, and we have only hired 1 returning driver. This is a true testament to the model change that took place, and this has helped the transportation team to feel more valued and appreciated through the additions to time, benefits, paid bereavement, paid PTOs, competitive drivers' rates, and paid holidays. We have started a new program, Transporting Lift Students, and we have expanded the jobs progress trips for Silver Creek High School. The SPED drivers and some aides are SCM trained if they started the school year in SPED, and we are in the process of SCM theory training our whole team, utilizing our PD days to do so. In the last year, we have purchased 2 company vehicles, 4 buses, 1 enclosed trailer, and one ATV. Additionally, we are awaiting 1 new big bus and 1 white activity bus for this year. We are doing our best at making strides on updating our fleet and appreciate Dr. Ballmer, Dr. Brigg, and the board's support to do so. So when wrapping up transportation, and you ask, who are the Silver Creek bus drivers and aides? They are compassionate, assertive, reliable, safe, devoted, caring, forgiving, diligent multitaskers that are determined, brave, and are understanding yet firm. They are mentors. They are kind, loyal, and all about our students, and all while driving the school buses at the same time, and our family. These amazing people are awesome. They hold a special skill set that not everyone can tackle and accomplish while making it look easy. They are mentally agile, ever changing what they do with the new obstacles and new stops. They go above and beyond while wearing a smile for the most part. Let's face it, some days are just easier than others. They are incredibly important staff members of Silver Creek School Corporation, and I am more than proud to lead a team of such great humans that strive on safety first on a daily basis, that don't mind my constant reminders, lengthy newsletters, and all hands-in approach, or most hide it well if they do. They sincerely make it worth coming to work every day. It is my pleasure to introduce Silver Creek Transportation Team to be recognized for all their dedication and efforts for providing safe transportation to and from school. Go team. I would. I would love it if the transportation team can come up front and I can introduce, you all can introduce yourselves. I've talked plenty enough. But if you can come up here, that would be awesome. You all have not been recognized or put in front of a camera before, so Dr. Balmer thought it would be a great idea. So come on. Got it?
Photo. When they get here.
Check. All right, yeah, they want.
Right up here. I got you. You're good at this, all right? Okay. You do what you want. Okay. That's how tough we are. All right, everybody go ahead and stand up here. And I'm just going to ask you to introduce your name and what you drive. For goodness sakes, be careful of the wire. All right, we'll start down here with Miss Leanne. We'll let her lead us off. Here you go. Name and bus number.
My name is Leanne Combs, and I drive bus 307.
Ron Carver, 321.
Richard Eve, bus 300. Ken Graff, bus 312.
Kim Nevins, 301.
Shelley Spalding, 317.
Oh, sorry. Bus aid, 319.
Who are you?
Oh, Cindy, I thought everybody knew me. I'm Regina. I'm an 8 on 331.
Judy Beck, bus driver for 308.
Did you?
I'm Alicia Spellman, bus driver for 305.
Anna Klein, aide for 326.
Melvin Klein, aide for all of them.
Donna Stahl, 314.
Anna Goodwin, bus 303.
Denise Ernsberger, bus 338.
Tim Schnaus, float driver.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, we're going to need people stack up quite a bit of time. Quite a bit more than that. Anna? A couple of rows would be great. All right.
We'll get you up.
Yes. Why don't you set them on the chair? Don't stand on the chair. Okay, yep, I get you. All right, folks, smile. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Thank you.
Is that on the? Want to thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it. Bus drivers are one job in this corporation that if it wasn't for you, we couldn't operate every day. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you all so much.
Carrie, do you still have something on GPS? Are we using the?
Huh? Will you put the PowerPoint, like just the Google slide thing on? Not the video though.
GPS.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. All right. So, yep, you got me again. This time, probably not as long. Part of where we were going was what we have coming in our future for transportation. So we're looking forward to continuing being partners with Silver Creek families and appreciating their support and understanding on how Silver Creek School Corporation transportation operates. And that we will continue to strive for safety first and hope our families will continue to understand it isn't always about the easy, it is about what is safe. For the 2024-2025 school year, we are adding an in-town bus route due to growth rate of the town of Sellersburg and to prepare for the new homes throughout Plains and Milan, Meyer Meadows, additional townhomes and apartments. Post-construction, hoping to build a few more out-of-district routes. We will also continue to grow our fleet as we continue to work hard on looking for cost savings process of making bus and vehicle purchases within our current space. I am looking forward to hopefully landing on GPS tracker and app systems to help the efficiency and communication of our timing in our ever-growing Sellersburg and surrounding areas. With the obstacles, delays, and traffic that the growth brings and the new age of so many more people working from home, but having hardships of pulling away from computers to meet the buses. So there could be many benefits to adding this to the operations of the transportation department. Discussing the GPS tracker and apps brings me to hopefully a quick and easy presentation I have to go over. Over several past months, I have worked with a company named Samsara and Edulog companies. Both agreed to allow us to pilot their product to ensure we felt good about what they offered with the price point that is comfortable for Silver Creek School Corporation to put into action in hopes to have it not add additional fees to families, but more so an opportunity to track buses assigned to your students to help know as when the bus was to arrive to ensure that you could be outside waiting without having to be there for extensive time. This will allow us to also have communications regarding transportation as well as bus rider families if we were to have delays. I have with me two quick snippets to give a quick look into what these products can bring to our corporation and how it can be an asset. If you're wondering why two products to provide one overall outcome, two reasons. Price is better when compared to other companies when combining concept. More importantly, having it separated allows us to put safety and security of information in our hands as a district, and then to be able to dictate who and what is seen, times of routes, not just attached to the buses. The communication piece and the ability of Edulog to allow multiple features of allowing tracking based on individual need. Edulog also allows our communities or our families to use the app in multiple languages based on the individual household needs. I went over all three of those real quick. All right, Samsara GPS telematics features. It features real-time vehicle tracking using 2 SIM cards within a GPS unit. Ability to monitor vehicle speeds at all times, built-in accelerator meter to monitor vehicles events such as crashes, hard driving, speeding, and more. Real-time engine diagnostics from the ECU within the buses to monitor odometer readings, engine fault codes, and engine hours. Ability to schedule preventative maintenance to keep the buses on the road as long as possible. Oil changes, new tires, bulb replacements, etc. It also stores all the driving trips, speeds, and more indefinitely. So this is video. Todd, can you fast forward the video to about 30 seconds? And
hi, everyone. My name is Mason Karansky, and I'm the public sector representative.
there we go.
Hi, everyone. And I just wanted to give a quick walkthrough of some of the capabilities of the system and some of the features that Carrie has found most beneficial to her operations. This is going to be the main map overlay where you're going to have the location. These are the 5 buses that we were able to pilot, trial with Samsara and Carrie that we've been running for a few months now. To show some of the features of this, we have the ability to actually overlay different things on the map so that Carrie can make decisions based off traffic and weather patterns when she's sending out the buses on their routes. And if we click into an individual bus, we can see everywhere that this vehicle has been, not only the last day, but this information is saved indefinitely. So Carrie will always be able to access these routes and be able to see where the buses have been in real time. On top of this, we have the ability to do a helicopter view where we zoom in real time, seeing where the bus is, the exact speed of the bus, go on the speed limit here, so that you will always know the exact location of these vehicles. We can also pull different data as far as the speed, fuel level, and even the tire condition if the bus permits, so that Carrie has insights into what's going on within the vehicles. On top of this, we also have the ability to pull live engine diagnostics so that Carrie can monitor the health of the vehicle, such as the fuel, the odometer, the engine state, just giving her more insights into how healthy the buses are in case they have to take one off the road for maintenance aspects. On top of this as well, we have the ability
Okay, so this is just a couple of pictures, again, kind of showing what they were going over through the video. So far, of what I've been able to see, it could potentially be a very big asset to our school corporation. It provides a lot of data that would be important. The other piece to this is potentially the Edgelog app. Again, we're still shopping around trying to see what is going to work best for our school corporation, what fits. These 2 companies have worked really hard on trying to provide as much service as they can. The Edgelog app, as you can see here, these are just 4 different pictures. It would allow you to track based on the geofence that you choose. From the parent side of it, you can have multiple pins, basically letting it know when you're getting into, let's just say, Cover Bridge, and you wanted to have 4 pins, you could have a pin to tell you when the bus arrives at Cover Bridge. Once the bus arrives to a cross street that's close to your address, and then when it's actually arriving to your house. Great thing about it too, again, is that it is in multiple different languages. That was a selling point and big key factor for us, is making sure that families could utilize the app in the language that they feel like they need to. So do I have any questions on this? Like I said, this is just more so trying to get started down this path. I wanted to present it since we both have had the opportunity to pilot it for a couple of months. So I just wanted to check and see if you all had any questions for me at this point in regards to that, or
Did you get good feedback from your bus drivers that tested it?
so the bus drivers have just recently found out that it's been tested. So what I did is the first month I had it installed. We actually can install it ourselves, which is great. It's very easy. That's kind of something that makes it a little bit better price point wise, because we can kind of manage that side of it. It's just kind of a plug and play. So they didn't know that it was there for the first month because I wanted to go ahead and test and see from my angle what it was going on. And then now that they know that it's aware, they're not really seeing it so much. We have brought them into the office, showed them, what it looks like, what it is. I am able to, something that I think is really neat is I'm able to, as a transportation director, I'm able to put alerts on there. So buses aren't supposed to go over 60 miles an hour. I can put an alert on my phone through the app that tells me to ping me if I've got a bus that's traveling too quickly in an area, those type of things, and it will buzz my phone. I'll get text messages, emails, it kind of blows it up. So there's a lot of, good key factors to it.
Were any parents able to pilot the app and give you any feedback?
They were not, because I did not want us to essentially set people up to believe that they were going to have this capability without us making sure that it was going to work for our school corporation. I have the app on my phone. It's very user-friendly. It walks you through. They've got a couple of processes. They can walk you through how to do it. They got a video that walks you through how to do it. They have it in multiple different languages teaching you how to utilize the app. So it's pretty user-friendly. I felt good about it, but no, not as of now. Nobody has been able to. Any other questions? Good. Thank you all for your time. Sorry to monopolize so much of it, but
You're fine.
lots to go over.
Thanks, Ms. Kayhafer.
Thank you, Carrie.
Mr. Sinclair, an update on policy 8510, wellness.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. We did our wellness policy meeting, our annual meeting. We do have some recommended changes. We got about 3 of them. With regards to nutrition education, number 8, we added nutritional information for the Silver Creek School Corporation cafeteria school menus. They are available on our website under My School Menus. Number 2, the physical activity letter underneath the category D. All students in grades K through 5 shall be provided with a daily recess period at least 20 minutes in duration. It was K through 6, but we adjusted that, took it from 30 to 20 minutes, and then took out the recess shall not be used as a reward or punishment. Then number 3, under C, with regard to school-based activities. Number 5, students at Silver Creek Primary, Elementary, and Middle School are only permitted to have water in clear water bottles with a cap in the classroom, with a special note that the high school doesn't see allowing more than water as a problem, such as coffee. It puts responsibility on the students, teaching them how to take care of things, put them away in the proper places, and dispose of things like that. And after the construction's complete, we'll be selling coffee and other similar drinks, so we're just kind of preparing them for that transition. Then under number 8, schools shall be limited to the number of celebrations involving serving food during the school day to no more than 1 party per classroom. No homemade food items are allowed for school parties. Only store-bought food items with ingredients list are allowed for allergy safety precautions. And then our last note is that the superintendent or designee shall be the ex officio member of the committee. And that's all I got. You guys have any questions or concerns about anything?
Any questions for Mr. Sinclair? Thanks, Josh.
Thank you. You guys made it too easy. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Next up, Dr. Swearens is going to present on the early literacy endorsement for teachers. Is it going up here?
Is it going up here too?
And I have a tab at the top with the slideshow. All right, good evening. I'm going to share some information about the new required literacy endorsement requirements. So for this slideshow, any place that you see an underlined verbiage, there's an active link attached to that. So this slideshow is going to be placed on our district webpage for teachers to access. I'll work with Susan on that tomorrow or the next day to get that uploaded. Okay, thank you, Susan. All right, so there has been a lot of conversation recently about science of reading research, especially the last couple of years. On the slideshow, I have linked a page that has many different links to tons of research around science of reading. So there has been a huge emphasis on literacy instruction, and that has a lot to do with our state test scores and the concern about the number of students that are non-proficient readers. So according to iRead3 test scores across the state, 1 in 5 third grade students are not proficient in reading. There is so much research about the negative ramifications for students that are not on level with reading. And that is why the IDOE has set this goal of having a minimum of 95% of students demonstrating proficiency by the end of third grade by 2027. So there are various supports that the state have provided to school district to help with the implementation of science of reading research. One thing is the literacy cadre, which our primary building is participating with literacy cadre the next 2 years. Participation through the cadre will help pay for a literacy coach. It will provide professional development to our literacy coaches and admin, and then they will in turn provide professional development for the rest of the staff. We also had the option of opting into iRead for our second grade students this year, and the elementary building did opt into that testing. That is very helpful for our schools and students because the intent behind that is that we are able to use those results to provide explicit intervention targeted to the specific needs of each individual student. The IDOE also released science of reading modules back in the fall, and along with that, participating educators were eligible to receive a $1,200 stipend for participating. Now, I do want to point out to teachers that next month, May of 2024, is the last month to complete that training and receive that stipend. So once we get past next month, that stipend will no longer be available. The science of reading modules will continue to be available through the Learning Lab, but the stipend will no longer continue past that point. For schools that do have a below 70% pass rate on iRead, they are required to create a literacy support plan. Our school district does not fall into that category. We are well above 70%. The IDOE also released literacy achievement grants, which we did apply for and unfortunately did not receive that grant in the fall. So I have linked in documents to give more information about the House bill that led to the creation of Indiana Code that focuses on this mandatory literacy endorsement and review of licensure. Future teachers will be impacted by this required literacy endorsement. So secondary teacher preparation programs have started making changes to their programming to ensure that the teacher candidates have the training that they need to be prepared for the endorsement, the praxis success assessment, and then also to obtain that endorsement that is required beginning July 1 of 2025. Now, where this impacts our current teachers, It specifically impacts our teachers that are licensed in pre-K through sixth grade and our teachers that have a special education license. So in order for a teacher that has a pre-K through sixth license or a special education license to renew their license after that July 1st, 2027 date, they would be required to have the literacy endorsement. This has been a little bit confusing, determining which grade levels and which licenses are included in this range. So through having multiple conversations with the IDOE, and they've put out numerous webinars and information sessions, what we've obtained is this. If you are a teacher that has a pre-K through 6 license, it's required. This is about your parent license. It's not about the position that you work in. So if you are a middle school teacher, you would still have, but you are licensed pre-K through 6, you would be required to have the literacy endorsement. If you are a middle school teacher and you have a license 5 through 12, then you would not be required to have the literacy endorsement, even if you teach English language arts. Special education licenses run from pre-K through 12 or K through 12, and so those teachers would be required to have that literacy endorsement. Okay, so there are a few ways that teachers can meet the 80-hour requirement to obtain the literacy endorsement, and I also have a link into that document to look at some of those requirements. But teachers really have to attend 80 hours of evidence-based professional development and pass the praxis exam to have that endorsement included on their next license. The professional development attended must be aligned with science and reading research. It must be accredited by the International Dyslexia Association. It has to be aligned with knowledge and practice standards for teachers of reading. It has to be approved by the IDOE and must be individualized and provide on-demand support. Along with those requirements, the training must include at least 25 of those 80 hours in word recognition and at least 25 of those 80 hours in language comprehension. I've also included a link to a document that has some information about various trainings that could be included in the 80 hours if a teacher decides to go with kind of a piecing their training together, which I'll talk about on the next slide. I also want to point out that teachers, when you look at this providers list, IMSC Orton Gillingham is not listed on that training list. I did reach out to the IDOE and found out that it is approved. It can be a training that's included in the 80 hours. This list is not to be all-inclusive, but was just suggestions or recommendations, options, I should say. Teachers can also participate with Keys to Literacy, and I've included a link that teachers can access that Keys to Literacy training. That is 80 hours of training. Participants are eligible for a $1,200 stipend, and the IDOE will pay to purchase a voucher that the teacher would use to cover the cost of that praxis test up to one time. The funds for the Keys to Literacy and that funding for the praxis is only available through June of 2025. Registration for Keys to Literacy did open on April 15th for the summer session, and the IDOE has scaffolded those signups all the way through the fall for trainings throughout the fall, spring, and some of next summer as well. Teachers, if a teacher does not wish to go through the Keys to Literacy training, they can also piecemeal together the training to reach the 80 hours as required for the literacy endorsement. On this particular page, I've linked a PD assurance form that the teacher would have to submit to the IDOE for approval. So on that assurance form, the teacher would have to list all of the trainings they've been through, certificates associated with those trainings. That would be submitted directly to the state for approval. So that wouldn't be an approval that comes through the school district. That would go straight through the IDOE. Many of our teachers here at Silver Creek, and especially our primary elementary teachers, have participated in IMSE or Orton Gillingham training. And that training is approved by the International Dyslexia. So that does qualify as being hours that could go towards the 80 total hours needed. So if a teacher in our district attended the IMSE training, and that has been provided through Title I funding. So IMSE Orton Gillingham is phonics instruction. So that is very pertinent to the role that the primary and elementary teachers play in our district. That is 30 hours of training. If they attended or participated in the science of reading modules, that's 25 hours. So that would give them 55 of the 80 required hours to get that literacy endorsement. Again, if a teacher decides to go that route, the cost of the praxis would be paid for the IDOE as well. And what I'm working on is trying to pull these trainings together in a document that I'm going to present to the state to see if they would, which really I need to look at these pieces, look and see what else is needed, kind of create a tentative plan, so to speak, and present that to the state to try to get approval so that I can help guide our teachers on how they can pull their previous trainings together to meet this 80-hour requirement. And the last thing is that teachers that do have this literacy endorsement it's required that school districts do provide pay differentiation, and that is subject to specific terms with a collective bargaining unit. Okay, that was a lot of information. Do you all have any questions?
So hypothetical, I've got a lot of questions about it. Just I've tried to read up on it, but to me it's kind of confusing. If a teacher's license expires at the end of the school year, then they have until school starts next year to complete this 80 hours plus the praxis exam?
No. So if a teacher's license would expire before that 2027 date, the teacher would just go ahead and renew their license as usual.
Okay.
And then when they came up on that next renewal, then if everything stays as status quo, then they would be required to have that literacy endorsement on that next renewal.
In addition, you gave two different scenarios for the $1,200 stipend.
Yes.
One being by May of this year, and then also, I believe it was June of 2025. What's the difference?
So it's two different trainings. So the science of reading modules are just a 25-hour training that has been available since fall. And then the keys to literacy, it's a much longer individualized kind of approach. The science of reading modules are kind of at your own pace. There are different stopping points where you have to take quizzes, but it's not as now, I've participated with Science of Reading module. I've not participated with Keys to Literacy yet, but I think that the Keys to Literacy is going to be a little more rigorous than the Science of Reading modules, is my understanding.
So they can qualify for both stipends?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will say that this information is very confusing. It has changed quite a bit over time. When this information first came out in the fall, it was a requirement for educators getting their first license. And then start of this year, we started hearing this conversation about things possibly changing, and then it did change to the renewal of licenses recently.
So the science of reading modules that you would have to take by May, you said that was 25 hours or 25 modules?
It is 25 hours. It is.
And does that qualify them for
modules.
taking their praxis and getting their endorsement?
It does. Yeah, those hours do count, but it wouldn't be enough to meet the 80 hours, but yes, it could go towards the overall hours needed.
But if you combine the two, you have your 80 hours, right?
So you do need 80 hours, or can you just do the 25 hours of science of reading and then take your praxis?
No, you need 80 hours. You need 80 hours, but the Keys to Literacy itself provides 80 hours.
Right.
The science of reading, if they
would
did
have to
that
do
is-
something in addition?
Right, yeah.
all the questions I have. I'm still,
It's still,
There's a lot to it, so thank you for
there is a
presenting
lot
on
to it. But I mean, feel free to ask me any questions. I will tell you that I even had a meeting today with one of my curriculum groups. I'm part of several different curriculum director groups, and everyone's expressing the same concern, confusion. We are trying to be a support to one another. And I will say that when I've emailed the IDOE with questions, I've received very quick response back. Like within a couple of hours, I've received responses back. So they've really been trying to help, I think, alleviate some of the stress that people are feeling right now.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tamara.
Dr. Briggs, you have the ISBA Governance Award?
Yes, I would like to bring to everyone's attention, the Indiana School Boards Association is the body that helps all school boards who are members of it, which we are. And recently, our school board has been recognized by ISBA with an Exemplary Governance Award for the calendar year 2023 for demonstrating an outstanding commitment to professional learning and student success. Additionally, Board President Chris Roundtree has earned Level 1 commendable status, and Board Member Rachel Bright has earned Level 2 advanced status. I just want to say thank you and congratulations to our board as a whole. They prioritize constantly learning and growing as school board members, and so I wanted to take this moment to give you guys a pat on the back publicly. I have composed a press release that will go out tomorrow to our community. So if we can give our board a round of applause. And that's it.
Thank you, Dr. Briggs. Next up, we have community input. We have one person signed up. If anybody would like to provide community input, I have the list here. You can sign up all the way through the end of it. We have Miss Joan Mattingly. All right.
Miss Mattingly is joined by some members of the Silver Creek Alumni Association. She's going to give...
Watch your step.
Yes, please watch your step.
It is on the side if you want to walk down the side.
Miss Mattingly is going to speak about the power of the dragon.
All right. Ms. Mattingly, we want to thank you for coming. Just a reminder, all community input is limited to 3 minutes by board policy, and Dr. Balmer, you're our official gatekeeper there. So we'll let you get set, and then we'll start. Thank you for coming again.
Okay. I have the president of my alumni group here. She'd stand, Ellen Doss, class of 1965. I have my treasurer, Kay Hargensheimer, class of 1965. Her husband, Del McKinley, a couple women there on the end, and myself. Y'all have handouts there on this 2024 is a year of a dragon, and I've passed it out where you can read it. I'm not going to read all of it. You can read it. Why is the year of the dragon considered so lucky? And I wanted you to have a copy. Businesses around the Salisbury area have capitalized on this. Chase Bank. I'm holding a calendar here. They passed these out. Did any of you get them? They capitalized on the year of the dragon, okay? My group has presented 4 signs to this school corporation. First one was Silver Creek Crest, on which the school was founded back in 1925. The second one was a Dragon Code of Conduct, the principles on which this school corporation was founded back in 1925. The third one was Honor and Inspire, which tells the 3 schools in our area and how they grew from a farming community to a factory community to our modern technological community. The last one is called The Power of the Dragon. That's a canvas, it's not the picture. Our sign is in the last stages of being finished now. It's at Fremont in downtown Salisbury. And in a week or two, it'll be finished. All of these signs are high quality silver frames covered with polycarbonate zinc. So if somebody tries to scratch them or vandalize them, they will not be destroyed. Our group here, not all of them, just a few, but our whole group has gone out into the community. We've contacted over 176 businesses. We raised $3,450. People don't realize how busy I keep because I do monthly reports for our group, type up letters that go all across the United States. Kay, how much money did we raise across the United States?
3,400.
34, how much?
3,400.
Okay, so there's 6,400, and that's a lot of work for people 77 years old. So if we can get out and hustle, these younger alumni groups can get out and hustle like we're doing.
You got 1 minute, 1 minute.
I'm going to read what's on the sign there, okay? Power of the dragon. The scientific and cultural effects of a dragon have had great impacts on history, biology, zoology, chemistry, paleontology, and the art community. From the Eastern Hemisphere to the Western Hemisphere, the dragon has been a symbol of immense power and dominion. Its real physical existence still remains a mystery. Many classify this animal as a myth, ancient folklore, and an unreal fantasy. Artists have capitalized on the dragon as an art form. They have depicted dragons as being serpentine creatures with no wings, two-legged creatures with wings, and four-legged creatures with wings. In Europe, the dragon was associated with the element of fire. In the Orient, it was associated with the element of water and weather control. And in Canada and the Arctic and Antarctic regions of the world, it was associated with ice and element of wind and air. The cultural impacts of a dragon are important throughout history. The Romans in the Roman Empire had full-figured dragons embellished on their war shields to convey their powerful empire. In the vast global trade network of the Nordic region in North America, the Vikings had dragon heads carved on the bow of their longships. This was their way of demonstrating to all their control of land and sea, and they believed that the dragon spirit protected them from the four elements as well as their enemies. Even today, the Scandinavian country of Wales has a full body-length dragon, which is four-footed and winged on their national flag, which was adopted in 1959. Today, the dragon remains an influential power symbol. This is why our local ancestors chose the dragon as a school mascot. They desired to have the Silver Creek school system to exemplify power. Our relatives found the mascot, or made it the mascot, after World War II in 1947. They realized that an excellent education from students evolves from a strong school system. The dragon spirit symbolizes one's ability to overcome challenges and to embrace change. In the flames, can you hold that up a little higher, guys? In the flames are the 8 things that the dragon represents in all the countries around the world. And I want to list them. Okay. My paper, okay. Number 1, wisdom. Kay, can you go up there and point to the ones I'm naming? It's on the far left there. Number 1's wisdom. We want all of our kids to have wisdom, okay? Number 2, hidden knowledge. Number 3, respect and power. Number 4, good health. 5, strength and endurance. 6, to guard and protect. 7, good luck and fortune. And the last, loyalty, okay?
All right, and time's just about up, so if you just...
let me finish. I just have I'm going to the clincher. Just hold on, okay? The 7 powers are just displayed in these flames. And they, in today's challenging world, it does not matter what a person's socioeconomic status or background is, because of the powers of a dragon enables any person that goes to this school, Silver Creek School Corporation, courage to follow their dreams, strength to conquer their fears, and integrity in daily living, which is across the bottom of the sign. I'm done.
All right, thank you.
I want to thank you, and I want to thank the entire class for coming out today.
Yes, thank you so much.
And for your donations to the school corporation. We can't wait to have the building built and displayed.
It's been an honor to serve this group. When the final thing gets done, Dr. Briggs will tell us when to bring it and show up. It's been a lot of research, a lot of work. Like I said, we've been on this project for 2.5 years.
You have.
It's coming to the end.
It is. Yep.
Noted and appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Ballmer, I'm not quite sure how you follow that, but if you want to give us the financial and operations update, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, we'll go through our monthly financial report here on our two main funds here, our education operation fund. So beginning here with the calendar year 24, we began our education fund with $5,133,791.11. Revenue through the year, through March, $6,093,375.65, with expenditures through March at $5,865,229.51, with an ending balance of March 24, $5,361,937.25 of our approved amount to appropriation from DLGF. We are 23.4% spent. Max spent at this point would be 25. We do want to stay underspent. We've built additional appropriation in there to handle potential ADM growth, hiring, those types of things that could happen for next school year. Moving on to the operation fund, the beginning balance in 24, $3,538,444.73. Revenue through March, $1,059,529.51. Expenditures through March, $1,823,960.82, with an ending balance of March of 24 of $2,774,013.42 of our approved amount to appropriation from the DLGF for 24. We're 21.1%. Max again would be 25. It's important to stay underspent on operations for a few reasons. Unknown expenditures that could pop up, and also to be able to build a rainy day fund up, which is a savings account that we have a lot of work to do to continue to build up. I'm going to forego quite a few other comments just due to the duration of the board meeting, but also obviously a lot of wonderful things going on in operations, and of course the construction. Anybody driving by can see all the progress, so we're very happy with all that. And that's it for me, unless you have any questions.
No, I don't.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. Dr. Briggs, the consent agenda?
Yes. Okay. So under consent agenda, we have letter A, finances. Under that, we have numbers 1 through 4. Under number 4, we have numbers 1 through 3. Under letter B, personnel, we have certified appointments, letters A through C. We have number 2, leaves, letter A. Number 3, positions, letter A. Under number 2, classified. Number 1, appointments, letter A. Number 2, resignations, A through E. And number 3, positions, letters A through G. And lastly, under C, other requests for approval, numbers 1 through 6. And that's it for the consent agenda.
All right, do we have a motion to bring the consent agenda to the floor?
I so move.
Ms. Bright makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Basham seconds. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all of those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Next up, we just have for informational purposes, we like to be fully transparent. Typically, volunteer coaches are not approved by the school board, but we're just announcing it, as I said, for informational purposes only. But Mr. Groen has been hired as the Silver Creek Middle School head boys soccer coach. Part of being a board member is you can receive no compensation, so he will do that without pay, and that will be effective on May 14th of this year. Next up, we have action items, request for approval. We have the policies, the second reading, and we will approve all of the policies at once. Does everybody got their board packet that has all of the policies listed? Is there any questions before we send it to a motion? Not discussion, just questions about any of these policies that Dr. Briggs or Dr. Ballmer can answer for you. Dr. Briggs, do you have any comments on any of these policies before we vote?
I do not.
All right, do we have a motion to bring the policies to the floor?
I so move.
Mr. Groen makes a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Ms. Bright seconds. Any discussion required? Hearing none, all of those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, motion passes 5-0. Next up, Dr. Briggs, you have a retirement.
Yes, Mrs. Susan Martin, the Silver Creek Primary School treasurer, has requested her retirement effective May 29, 2024.
Is she here today? I can't see her. All right, so we'll take a motion. I don't know if we'll be able to approve it or not, you know. Miss Campbell says that we can't approve it, but we'll vote on it anyway. And then we'd like to invite you to the podium to speak. Up on action item number 2, we have Miss Susan Martin, Silver Creek Primary School Treasurer, position control number 21030, retirement effective 5/29 of 2024. Do we have a motion to bring that to the floor?
So moved.
Mr. Basham makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Groen seconds. All of those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Ms. Martin, if you would like to come to the podium, we want to thank you for your years of service to Silver Creek Primary School.
To say the least, it's been a pleasure working here for the last 26 years. I started out at the old junior high. Actually, Joe Basham was one of the first people I met. He was the cross-country coach back then. And I've stayed there until they moved from the junior high to the middle school. So I have opened one school. Then I was told I was being transferred to the primary. I was a little sad because I didn't hear about it until the day before moving over. But looking back, it was the best decision that was ever made for me. I opened the primary, love it, love the people I work with. I've had a total of 4 principals, a couple of assistants, and 2 of my principals are actually here, and the assistant is also here with me. And I'm going to retire, move to Fortville, Indiana, and take care of my grandchildren. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you for
That's what I'm doing.
your commitment to your schools.
Would you mind taking a picture with us before you leave?
Oh, okay. 23. Well, let's see, got another parent back there. She's got her own baby. No, I'm just excited.
All right, folks, 3, 2, 1. One of them. Enjoy.
I plan.
All right, now we come up with building reports and administrative reports. First up, we have Ms. Campbell.
Good evening. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but want to make it about this wonderful lady back here. Susan, stand back up, please, and thank you. Susan wasn't going to come this evening, and then this morning we talked her into it. So we're glad that she came. As she said, she's been serving Silver Creek and formerly West Clark for 26 and a half years. Susan works tirelessly for our building. She keeps us sane. She is my infinite campus wizard. She brings in, helps me process registration for up to 250 kindergartners every year. It's a big job. She comes in early in the summer to help because she can hear the panic in my voice. She is going to start a new chapter of her life, and we cannot be more excited for her. Everly and Dane are very lucky to have you as their grandma, and we're so excited that you get to be with them. One last thing I'll say about Susan that you may not know is that every new member of the Silver Creek Primary family, meaning all of our teachers who have babies and even some grandbabies, Susan makes handmade quilts for all of them. She even did so for my 2 nieces that were born recently. And so that's just a testament to who she is and a testament to her love for everyone that she serves each day. So please join me in giving giving her another round of applause.
Ms. Myers?
I don't have anything tonight except for congratulations, and I'm so happy for her.
Perfect. Ms. Nunn?
Same thing. And I did get the pleasure of working with Susan just a little bit at the middle school. So.
She was just a teacher.
Yeah.
Rob, if you say you want to talk, we're going to have problems.
Go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
I feel slighted because I never get to work.
Ms. Cahafer, you have anything else? All right. This is splendid. Dr. Swearens? Right? Dr. Waters?
I do, I see it.
There's one in every group.
I'm sorry.
Way to stand out.
Okay, this will be very quick. It's just a health services update. The health team is busy with end-of-year activities, one of which being to ensure our students' health needs are met on field trips. Amy Cunningham, our middle school nurse, attended the 7th grade trip to Cincinnati and the 8th grade trip to Chicago, so thank you for that, Amy. We are also starting preparations for next year already. Our primary nurse, Brandy LaRocco, assisted last Thursday night at Camp Kindergarten. So thank you, Brandy, for doing that as well. Parents of incoming kindergartners as well as incoming 6th and 12th graders have been updated regarding required immunizations needed for next school year. Also, School Smiles Dentistry will be returning to the elementary to service a few students who are new to the program, but also to provide follow-up dental care to over 20 students. That's all I have. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Dr. Briggs?
Yes, just a couple items. So recently, we applied for the waiver through the Department of Education for next school year, very similar, actually identical to this year's waiver, and it was approved. So the adjusted calendar will be going out. It does not require any additional board action, as the calendar you previously approved said pending ideally approval. So that has been approved. So be looking for that. And then just congratulations to Susan. Looking forward to presenting you on Thursday evening at the staff celebration. That's all I got.
Dr. Balmer?
Thanks. Susan, been a pleasure working with you. Wish you the very best. It sounds like you got a great retirement plan, but thank you for all you've done for our corporation. Also just recognize the board again for the recognition. I just echo everything Dr. Briggs had to say. You won't find a board more committed to the success and well-being of our corporation. So thank you for all the sacrifices you make for our district. And Carrie, I just want to thank you for all your hard work and preparation for the presentation tonight. I know it's not easy to get up and do that, but you do have a wonderful transportation crew, and we're very proud of them. I'm very thankful that they showed up this evening and represented our transportation department. And it's one thing, just ensuring our students get to school safe, get home safe every day, but our transportation department goes far above and beyond that every day. So I just want to give them the recognition they deserve. And that's it for me.
Ms. Bright?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Basham?
I'd just like to, Susan, that when you retire, you're going to realize how did you get things done? Because it seems like you're retired, you don't never have enough time, and wish you well. For the board, we've got a regional meeting Monday for the ISBA, and I want to commend this group for continuing to attend as many of ISBA functions as you can, because to see the board get recognized, that means we're all involved, because there's still some corporations that some board members don't take that opportunity to better themselves to understand what's best for our students.
Ms. Franklin?
I'm good.
Mr. Brown?
Congratulations, Susan. Have a great retirement. Gary, thanks for getting up here, and we do truly appreciate the bus and transportation department. So
Thankful to all of our presenters tonight. As I said before, sometimes bus drivers and aides are quickly overlooked, but that is one job in the school corporation that if wasn't done diligently every single day, we couldn't educate kids. And for that, I'm extremely thankful. Again, thanks to class of 1965 and Miss Martin. Enjoy it. Well deserved. Just a reminder, next upcoming meetings, we have May 14th and May 28th here at Silver Creek Elementary School in this GPR room for our regular school board meeting, and then again on June 5th. Same time, same place. At this time, I have a motion for adjournment.
I so move.
Ms. Bright makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Basham seconds. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. Meeting adjourned at 7:51.